Today I'm talking to Joe Pine, or B. Joseph Pine, as he's known, the second, too. He's a co-author of several books, The Experience Economy, which I tell anyone who's interested in hearing me say it changed my life. It was that important of a book to me. Also, he co-authored that with James Gilmore. And he's also co-authored a book, Infinite Possibility with Kim Korn, which kind of touches on some of this digital stuff as well. In addition to being an internationally acclaimed author and speaker and management advisor, he runs these workshops, and I just find him an interesting person to talk to, particularly when we kind of move from experience to that transitioning to becoming and evolving into a different person or whatever. Joe, thank you so much for taking the time out with me here today.
Thank you, Dave. That was high praise indeed.
Pressure's on. No pressure. Here we
Right.
go. Just in general, so much of the conversations you and I have had in the past before dealing with things like the experience economy, I don't know if it was implied, but it was often suggested that the bulk of those experiences were in the real world. You know, you would go
Yeah.
to a store, you would go to an amusement park, I would go to Starbucks, you know what I mean? And I'd let the coffee experience just surround me and, whatever. How has COVID-19 fundamentally changed customer experiences? Just in a nutshell.
Well, in a nutshell, it's basically put a stop to virtually all live physical experiences, and will damage it even as we open back up again until we get a vaccine, until people get used to it, and so forth. But of course, it doesn't mean that people don't want experiences. They still want those experiences. They crave those experiences. Perhaps we want experiences more because we understand that life's not about the stuff we have. It's about the relationships and the experiences we do have. And so a lot of experiences have shifted from being out there in the physical world to being in here at home with family and done digitally.
Mhm. So much of it is sort of this screen-based stuff, which
Yeah.
is, you know, my experience, to coin a term, is has been, it's pretty hit or miss. Some people think about it better and plan for it and deliver it better than others do. But I guess it's a case by case thing. Nobody is hitting every single mark correctly here. Is that your experience as well?
Yeah, not that I know of, not that
Yeah,
I know of, but there's been a tremendous amount of innovation and initiatives
right,
for people to move online, to do things differently,
right,
to still engage with their customers in some way.
sure.
And it's important not to just hunker down at this time and sort of bury your head in the sand, and say, okay, wait for it to come over.
Sure.
You got to really think about how you're going to come out of this. And I love your term reboot, right? How do you
Yeah.
reboot the business
Right.
as we come out of this and make sure that you not just survive but you thrive
Yeah.
in the times coming.
A friend of mine, um, who I've spoken to recently, envisions it, and I think in a really cool, positive way. He calls it winning the return. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Which
Yeah.
is kind of cool. What role do you think customer experience can play in navigating that recovery?
Well, I think what companies should do is they should be thinking about the experience that they want to stage for their customers, which includes what experience they want their customers to have, right? But also it has to come from themselves. One of the books you didn't cite that I also wrote with Jim Gilmore was on authenticity,
Right.
and it is got to come from your own meaningful purpose about why you exist in the world and what difference you want to make in the world, what you want to be in the world, and from there then design a new set of experiences that will be able to keep people safe, while at the same time be engaging, be personal, be remarkable, be
Hmm.
memorable in particular.
Hmm. And just to wrap up, I ask this question to everybody who is patient and kind enough to sit in front of a camera and have to look at me. Is what lessons are we learning right now in the middle of this thing that we really cannot forget as we move through it and get past it?
Well, I think one lesson is to truly understand what business you're in, right? And if you think that you are out there staging a great, memorable experience, and that's your business. You can't then think of it as merely goods and services again.
Right.
You got to think of an experience, you subsume in with that. And along with the fact that we realize we don't want stuff, I think that there is a lot of search for meaning. And how can you provide meaning? How can you, who you are as a company, your purpose align with your customers and what they are seeking in a way that gives their lives meaning, which is at least a half step toward what you mentioned in the intro about going beyond experiences to guiding transformations to help people achieve their aspirations. And that's something particularly at this time as experienced stagers have gone down. Well, let's think not just about coming back and rebooting the experience, but let's think about how do we go to that next step? How do we design the set of experiences that our customers want to have, whether they're consumers or whether they're businesses, that will help them achieve their aspiration, right? That's what a transformation is, because there's no more economic value you can provide than to help somebody achieve his aspirations.
At the end of the day, you seem to be pretty positive. You seem to be pretty optimistic about this. Is that what you're going with, or you're just trying to make me feel good?
Well, by nature, I tend to be more optimistic, but I absolutely do believe in that. It's like, I go back to the financial crisis. It didn't spell the end of the shift to the experience economy, because it really did make people think more and realize what was important to them. And I think that's even doubly true today because we are in our houses, because we're spending so much time with our families. We realize we want to keep our families safe. And that is what is important to us, and that doesn't require more stuff. Well, maybe if you're a prepper, you want the clean stuff around that.
Some of those people aren't looking so silly right now, but
exactly. No, they're looking great. But then, what are the experiences they want to have as we begin to venture outside again, begin to reconnect with our communities, with our states, our nations, and with the globe? Design those experiences that people will now want to have that aligns with who you are as a company.
Okay. I've used up enough of your time. It is so good to see you and to talk to you. And maybe at some point in the future, we can have another conversation.
I look forward to it. Always.
Take care.
All right. Thanks.